Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take, well, sometimes what looks like just a little bit of information and really try to unpack it.
Exactly. We're always looking for those connections, those aha moments that turn simple facts into something, much deeper.
And today, we've got a really interesting mission, I think. We're exploring just how much we can actually figure out about a person from, well, what seems like a pretty basic Q&A session.
Yeah, it's all about the process of observation, isn't it?
Totally.
Our source material today is it's an excerpt from a transcript. It's from an English-speaking practice video featuring someone named David.
Right, and our goal here isn't just about David specifically. It's more about showing you how we do this, how we can take these, seemingly simple back and forths.
And build a surprisingly detailed picture. It's about seeing how those little data points, they actually add up, how you can find real value in what might look minimal at first glance.
Okay, so let's dive in. Where do we first meet David? It's right in the middle of a practical problem.
Yeah, a very relatable one. He's forgotten his wallet at home, needs 35.
His goal. Buying some fruit. So he's asking for directions. The grocery store.
Just around the right corner.
Right, and the ATM.
One block ahead. Very straightforward stuff.
But then something kind of interesting happens, doesn't it?
It does. Someone just offers to lend him the 35 euro. And David, he says he really appreciates it and, crucially, promises to return it this evening.
In that short exchange, it tells you quite a bit, actually.
Absolutely. It's not just about the money. The fact that someone offers and his immediate reaction is, thanks, I'll pay you back tonight. Well, that says something.
Suggests integrity, responsibility.
I think so. It hints at a character that people might trust, someone who values, keeping their word. It's a small moment, but it sets a certain tone.
That's a great point. Does that initial feeling hold up as we learn more? Let's start building his core profile, the basic facts.
Okay, so we learn his name is David. He's 25 years old, and he's from New York.
25. From New York? Okay. Single? And then there's family.
Right. Family seems important. 4 members in his family. His father's name is Robert. His mother's a housewife. Stays at home.
He mentions grandparents, too.
Yeah. Loves his grandparents who live in the village. And he visits relatives, like an uncle, Mr. Romesh, for special occasions. So there's definitely a connection there.
But here's the interesting part. He doesn't live with them.
Exactly. Despite those connections, he lives alone. In an apartment, Sector 4, new apartment, 3rd floor. It even has a small balcony.
And the neighborhood is very peaceful. So you see this blend, right? Connected to family, but also
independent, building his own life. And professionally, that fits too. He's a software engineer.
Currently working, yeah. Not a student.
Works at a tech company, says he enjoys his job very much, sometimes works from home.
So putting that together, 25, software engineer, living alone but close to family. It starts to sketch a picture, doesn't it?
It really does. It suggests, young professional who's kind of establishing himself. He's got his career, his own space, but hasn't lost those family roots. It feels quite grounded.
Okay, let's move into his daily life, his routines. Seems like he has some pretty set habits.
He does. Wakes up early, mentions 6:00 a.m., but also 6:30 a.m., so maybe a little flex there.
Yeah, relatable. Brushes teeth, showers, makes his bed every morning. That bed-making thing,
yeah.
People say that indicates discipline.
It often does, yeah. Little habits. Never skips breakfast, usually eggs and toast.
Yeah.
And coffee over tea.
A coffee guy. Okay, then the workday.
Pretty standard hours. Leaves at 8:30 a.m., finishes about 5:30 p.m., lunch is 1.0 to 2.0 p.m., usually eats at the office cafeteria.
And he gets along with people at work.
Seems so. Finds his coworkers very friendly.
How does he get there? Commute?
Takes the bus. But interestingly, he also knows how to drive and has a car, so he has options.
Right. Flexibility again. And weekends.
Weekends are off, time for rest, family, friends, or just relaxing at home. Seems to value that downtime.
So, a structured week, but definitely with room for personal life and relaxation. It paints a picture of balance, maybe?
I'd say so. Discipline in the routine, but also making space for well-being. Seems quite self-aware for 25.
Now, let's get into his interests outside of work. This is where it gets pretty diverse.
Yeah, quite a mix. He loves action movies. Avengers is his favorite. Goes to the cinema about once a month.
Okay. Standard enough.
But then he says he actually prefers books over movies. Loves reading, especially mystery novels.
That's interesting. A bit of a contrast. What about other media?
Watches YouTube videos every day. His favorite channel is Best English Online, which ties into something we'll discuss later.
Ah, good point.
Watches the news every evening, reads newspapers online. YouTube is his favorite app, so stays informed, uses online media a lot.
Got it. Any pets? Sports.
Yep, has a dog named Max, and he's active, swims well, plays football and cricket.
So team sports too, not just solo stuff.
Right. And he hits the gym 3 times a week, walks 30 minutes daily, likes long walks for relaxation, and sometimes does yoga in the evening.
Wow, okay. So physically quite active and seems mindful about relaxation too?
Definitely. It suggests someone who takes care of both body and mind, not just consuming entertainment, but actively engaging in well-being.
And there's more, right? Creative side.
Yeah. Hobbies include drawing and singing, plays the guitar, likes pop and soft music, listens every day.
Adds another layer entirely. Makes him seem quite well-rounded. What about socially?
Has a best friend, Mike. Friends for 10 years. That suggests loyalty. Uses social media Instagram, gives his handle at David P. Smith, and WhatsApp. Says he's open to followers.
Interesting he shares his handle.
Yeah, seems quite open. Says he enjoys conversations, talking to people, but also describes himself as a bit shy.
Huh. The classic introvert-extrovert mix. Many people feel that way.
Very true. And he likes to travel, loves visiting new places, went to Goa last month, wants to visit Canada.
So adventurous, too. Uses public transport a lot.
Traveled by train many times, uses the metro daily. And his favorite spot in his city is Central Park.
Okay, so summing up this part. Lots of interests. Reading, movies, sports, music, travel, social connections. But maybe a slightly shy side, too.
Exactly. It paints a picture of someone with a rich inner life, but also someone who engages with the world and enjoys connecting with people, even if he finds it a little challenging sometimes. It's complex.
Let's shift to more personal preferences. Tastes, habits, general outlook, food first.
Okay. Favorite food is pizza. Pretty universal.
Can't argue with that.
But he balances it. Likes vegetables, carrots, spinach mentioned, eats bananas almost daily, loves chocolate, chocolate ice cream, drinks milk daily, tries to stay hydrated.
What about junk food?
Eats it sometimes, but not too much. So it sounds like he enjoys treats, but is generally mindful of his diet. Pragmatic, perhaps.
Seems reasonable. Weather preferences, seasons.
Prefers warm weather, like spring the most, but also enjoys rainy days, carries an umbrella during the rainy season, and knows it's very sunny today.
Just little observations, but they kind of add to the picture, don't they? Maybe it's just someone generally adaptable, finds good in different situations.
Could be. Then there are personal items. Wears glasses for reading. Uses a Samsung smartphone, laptop for work. Checks email daily.
Standard stuff for a software engineer, probably.
Pretty much. Wears a watch every day and wants a new one for his birthday this year. A little detail maybe shows he values accessories or marking time.
Interesting. What about his habits at home? We know he lives alone.
Right. Wears comfortable clothes at home, cleans his room daily, more discipline there, waters the plants in the early morning.
Plants, too. Okay. Does he mention chores?
He does. Helps with housework when perhaps visiting family or maybe just general good habits, cleaning, doing dishes. Mentions his mother usually cooks.
So, contributes, takes responsibility for his space, and we know his apartment is on the 3rd floor, small balcony, peaceful neighborhood. It all fits together.
It does. And his general mood or disposition. He says he feels good today, feels happy, stays calm most of the time, doesn't get angry easily.
And he loves surprises.
Yeah. All of this points towards a pretty calm, positive, generally content person, wouldn't you say? Someone who keeps things orderly, both externally and, it seems, internally.
Yeah, that makes sense. It reinforces that grounded feeling we got earlier. Okay, let's look a bit deeper now. Values, beliefs, community connection.
We know Sundays are for rest and family, celebrates his birthday, July 15th, with friends and family, and celebrates all festivals. Favorite is Diwali.
So tradition and social connections are clearly important markers in his year.
Very much so. And spiritually, he believes in God, goes to the temple every Saturday, prays daily in the morning.
Considers himself religious.
Yes, and believes in good values. It seems like a core part of his identity, providing a sort of moral framework.
And does that translate into action? Helping others?
It seems to. He says he always tries to help others, gives to charity whenever possible, hasn't donated blood yet, but wants to.
That wants to is interesting. Shows intention, a desire to contribute more.
Exactly. And finally, his love for animals, especially dogs, since he has Max, it just rounds out that picture of compassion.
So when you pull all that together, strong family ties, spiritual practice, belief in good values, actively trying to help others, it really speaks volumes.
It really does. It paints him as someone quite principled, community-minded, with a strong sense of personal and social responsibility.
Okay, now for a segment that's particularly relevant given our source material,
Hmm.
David's journey learning English. This is almost like a mini case study for anyone listening who's also learning.
Absolutely. And right off the bat, his motivation is clear. He really enjoys learning English, loves learning new words. That enjoyment factor is huge.
It makes such a difference. What about his methods? How does he actually practice?
He's very active about it, watches English videos specifically for learning every day, tries to practice daily reading, writing small paragraphs, and speaking.
So hitting all the skills.
Pretty much. Plus, he attends English classes twice a week, uses a dictionary when needed, and has this habit, learns one word every day. Today's word was polite.
That's a great manageable habit, one word a day.
Isn't it? He also repeats English sentences to improve pronunciation and fluency, and sometimes practices speaking with friends. It's a very comprehensive approach.
Multiple angles, and he's honest about the challenges.
Very honest. Says he makes grammar mistakes, but I am improving. Understands movies a little with subtitles. Admits his fear of speaking isn't gone, but it's not much now. I'm getting better.
That's so important for listeners to hear, I think. It's okay not to be perfect. The key is that feeling of improvement.
Exactly. Progress, not perfection. His goal is clear. Speak English fluently. And his advice for others?
Keep learning, don't give up.
Simple, powerful advice. David's whole approach here is just a fantastic example of dedication, using specific strategies, and having that resilient mindset you need to learn any skill. It's inspiring, really.
It absolutely is. And it directly models actionable steps for anyone in our audience working on their own goals.
Definitely. It transforms him from just a subject of analysis into potentially a source of practical inspiration for the listener.
So, thinking back to that first interaction, the forgotten wallet, the 35 pounds.
Yeah, seems like a simple start.
But look how much we've pieced together since then. By really digging into the details, connecting the dots, asking why, we've built this incredibly rich, nuanced portrait of David.
It really shows the power of this deep dive approach, doesn't it? Taking seemingly small pieces of information and seeing the bigger picture they create. Active observation combined with a bit of thoughtful inference.
Absolutely. We went from a guy needing cash for fruit to a 25-year-old independent but family-oriented software engineer from New York, living alone, disciplined, enjoys routines but has flexibility.
Loves reading, action movies, plays guitar, sings, draws, travels, plays sports, walks, does yoga, has a dog, strong values, helps others, goes to temple.
And is diligently and successfully learning English with specific actionable methods.
It's quite a journey from that initial snippet of conversation.
It really is. Which brings us to the final thought for you, the listener. This whole exercise with David, building this picture from a simple Q&A, it really highlights how much information is often just hiding in plain sight.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What ordinary interactions, what maybe overlooked details in your daily life could actually hold surprising insights about people, about situations, about anything, really.
If you just lean in a bit, apply that curious analytical mind.
Exactly. Maybe the challenge is just to be a bit more attuned,
Yeah.
To notice the details that can lead to a much deeper, richer understanding of the world around you.
A great thought to end on. Thanks for diving in with us today.